Welcome back to the Untold, and as usual, we have amazing guests, Ahmed.
Yes, I think you need to wake up today.
I
You're
need
not feeling, you
energy.
need energy.
Well,
You need caffeine.
I need caffeine. Do we have caffeine here? Is
And
that?
soon I'll get you
Let's get some
you
coffee
Yeah.
instead of water.
But today is an interesting topic.
Yeah.
A world I haven't really explored a lot, Pilates. It's a big thing. There is reasoning why it's a big thing, and today's guest will spread awareness about the exercises that they do and the sport, the type of sport that Pilates is, and why it's beneficial to mostly women, but also men can benefit from these exercises.
So let's get to know our guest and
Yes.
get to know Pilates more right after the break. So we're back with our guest, Khadeejah Harmi. Khadeejah, first of all, before we get into Pilates, before we dig deep into your,
Field.
yeah, and into Pilates and more, let's get to know Khadeejah. Who is Khadeejah?
Okay, thank you first of all for hosting me in your program.
Most welcome.
I'm a mother and a wife. I have 4 children. I was I've studied political science and communications in university, and the first day I worked in corporate is the first day when I realized this is not for me. And I've thought about it, and I knew that sports is what I love, it's my passion, and it's my hobbies. I lasted in the corporate for 4 years. I've really pushed myself to continue working in corporate. And after that, I resigned and I started studying fitness. I started with aerobics, TRX, kettlebells, spinning, nutrition. And after that, I felt I knew I needed to do more, investigate more, find out more, have more questions answered from the clients, and that's when I discovered Pilates.
So how did you, or why Pilates, I guess?
Okay, from doing too much of exercise and cardio and weightlifting and spinning, what happens to the body is that we lose muscle mass. And I lost muscle mass. And when I got pregnant with my second child and the third, so 2 girls, that's when my body gave me the sign that something is wrong with you. So I felt I couldn't walk properly in my second pregnancy. I was limping. The doctors didn't know what was wrong with me. They just thought, okay, you're pregnant, you've put on weight, your pelvis is expanding, the joints are lax. That's the reason. But after giving birth and recovering, I still couldn't walk properly.
Something was wrong.
Something was wrong. I did physiotherapy in Kuwait and it was fine. Then I got pregnant again, the third child. She's a girl. And I couldn't walk again, and it was getting worse day by day. I was limping and I could hear a crack in my hip joint.
Ooh.
Yep, so that's when I'm like, no, something is
Something's
wrong.
off.
And we were traveling to the UK for a summer holiday as a family. That's when I decided to investigate. So I went for physiotherapy, and they told me there's nothing wrong with you. The main issue is I've lost muscle mass and I'm not stable. So the bones, what stability means is that our bones need strong muscles, deep muscles, and stabilizer muscles to hold our skeleton and to hold our bones. So I had all the global muscles, the big muscles, that's like the biceps and the quads and the hamstrings were working, but the deep muscles that supports the pelvis and the spine and the vertebrae were not functioning.
Does that happen often to people?
It happens, yes, it happens. Yes, it's very, very common because, again, nobody taught us correct posture. Nobody taught us um, the function of muscles. No one ever taught us the different types of muscles.
So before we talk more about Pilates, give us a brief, the history of Pilates. Where did it come from?
Okay, it was created by a man from Germany. His name is Joseph Pilates during 1934. And he created all the moves. So all the moves that we're all teaching and training, he created them. He created the equipment and the props. And he tested it on prisoners of war in the jail. So he took half of the prisoners in the jail and he trained them, and they all realized that they never got sick, they were fit, they were healthy, and the rest were sick. And
He used to suffer from polio, right?
yes,
And that helped him in the journey.
yes, yes.
So, again, why Pilates? Why didn't you try any other sport that would help giving you the same result that you're seeking?
Other sports do not give the same results because Pilates really focuses on doing the exercise with correct posture. And the correct posture, mainly the pelvis and the lower back, because that's the area where we get the shock or the movement. So no other sports, for example, no, I don't want to,
Right.
Be specific.
Yeah, I don't want to be specific, and I love all type of sports, and I don't want to label a
Right,
sport.
right. But this one is
So
the one that worked for you.
Pilates is the
Right.
one that includes in-depth study of anatomy, in-depth study and understanding of the muscles and their function. So if somebody comes and tells me, I have a lower back pain, I have few answers, and there will be few things that I will look at. I will look at firing pattern of muscles. Firing pattern means some muscles need to switch on before others. For example, there are muscles that need to switch on before the quadriceps or the biceps or before the six pack, but we call it the rectus.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that need to switch on and function before we do, for example, weightlifting, squats and lunges. And with injured people or women who gave birth or anybody or anyone who's feeling stiff and poor posture, there are issues that are not working in the body.
So what is the difference between classical Pilates and modern
How long has Pilates been a thing, first of all, before we answer that question?
It's been popular late 70s. He started teaching the ballerinas because they were getting a lot of injuries, and it was just spreading because he moved to New York.
Right. So when it started in the 70s, it was classical. Do we have a modern version of Pilates today?
Okay. Again, I don't like to be restricted with these labels, but what I would say is that Joseph Pilates created his workout all on his own without the help or the advice of physiotherapists and fitness instructors. Right now, especially the brand that I work with, they work with physiotherapists, fitness instructors, Joseph Pilates workouts and equipment, and then they also focus on United Nations guidelines.
So it's more scientific than it used to be.
Yes, it's more scientific, more developed. It develops. For example, when COVID hit, we've noticed there's a lot of muscle weakness, anxiety, and issues with breathing. So the guidelines that we are receiving from our company of the Pilates is to focus on these things, is bringing back the natural breath, encouraging smooth and deep breath because people could not breathe. And we had to give more mindful, relaxing movement that still works the muscles, but to reduce the anxiety after COVID.
Is Pilates considered some sort of physical therapy?
It has a lot, yes, it has a lot of physical therapy, but no, you don't feel it. When we're giving out the workout, you won't feel that, okay, here we're fixing the knee or we're fixing your spine. No, we never talk about that. We give simple cues like lengthen your spine, open the front of the collarbone, widen the shoulders. These are all corrective cues to bring the posture back to the neutral or to the correct way, the way it should be. Again, sitting on the desk for long hours. During the 1930s, not many people were sitting on the desk for long hours. So we now cater our workouts based on the clients.
Right.
And most of them are people who are sitting on the desk.
So Pilates changes according to, a person's lifestyle. I mean, it depends on your lifestyle.
Of course.
With generations,
yes,
lifestyle
yes,
changes.
Yes, of
And
course.
depends on the people's lifestyle.
Yes.
So would you say that in every country there's a different approach with
There's a
Pilates?
different approach in the class. There's a different approach with the clients. For example, if I'm training a private client who is stressed
It's more
out,
tailored
it's
to their
more
needs.
tailored to her needs. However, the clients that we teach in a group class, I still have a brief description of their lifestyle,
Okay.
and then we become a community, and I know why they're coming, what are they feeling. I know, for example, I have very busy mothers, and I have, for example, very busy women working in the corporate. I know that a lot of women are sitting on the desk, or, for example, a lot of women driving around, kids, activities. So it's stressful.
Right.
And when she comes to class and for the session, I know that I really have to focus on the breath to get them concentration going. And also I know that I need to de-stress them. And then I work according to their body. And we don't say one size fits all. It never works like that. It's I modify based on what's happening. And it's okay if I give her one workout with different modifications and she's doing something else with a different modification.
Wow. Pilates. So what are the main misconceptions about Pilates?
One of them is that it's only for women. Again, I don't like to label any sport that fits women and fits men.
Do you have more female clients though?
My studio is only female.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
but if I rent somewhere else, I am able
could,
to teach. But I still wouldn't mix men and women in one class because their bodies are different
needs.
and different needs. So why should I spend a lot of time correcting when I can have the men's bodies different
Right.
and give them what they need than the women?
What would you say are the principles of Pilates?
Okay, I love that question. We have principles that we work on. So we have the first one is the breathing. So we have a specific way to breathe, which is breathing in the rib cage. It's we should see movement of the rib cage. This breathing helps concentrate, de-stress, and it activates the muscles. We also have the pelvic placement, which is what I mentioned. We can't have, for example, the right pelvis forward from the left. We can't have the left pelvis higher.
Right.
It explains few things, few issues going on in the body. We have the rib cage placement, the scapula, the shoulder blades. For example, the shoulder blades is usually neglected in so many sports, but the shoulder blades has a specific movement: elevation, depression, protraction, retraction, upward and downward rotation. A lot of people suffer from neck and shoulder pain. One of the main reasons is the lack of mobility of the shoulder blades, the scapula, the lack of mobility. and not knowing how to move the shoulder blades will cause a lot of neck and shoulder issues.
And that's why I probably wake up every morning with a lot of shoulder pain and barely able
Yep.
to move.
And then the shoulders also are related to the thoracic spine, to the spine, the
Okay.
shoulder blades. So it's all like a domino effect.
I see.
So
Well, we'll take a quick break, carry on the conversation. We have lots more to talk about, but let's first take this break.
all right. So we're back again with our guest, and before ending the break, we were obviously talking about Pilates. But what made you want to teach Pilates? I mean, you took Pilates because you needed it for medical concerns, but then you took a teaching approach. Why?
Because I realized that many women are suffering the same issues I am suffering, and I was suffering. For example, again, because any person, it doesn't have to be giving birth and getting pregnant, but there is, especially during pregnancy, the joints are lax. So they become loose, and then they need specific muscles to work to bring everything back. Then some women suffer from separation of the abdominal muscles. So I felt that there are a lot of women who need answers and they need solutions. And that's why I decided, okay, I started with one-on-one. I started going to people's homes. Then I took a small room in my parents' house and I started to teach, and it got full, extremely full. And I used to turn people away, and I felt really bad because a lot of people need it.
So let's talk about the courses you've been giving lately.
Okay.
You decided to give courses. You decided to, branch out in the Pilates. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Because there was a lot of demand, and still there's a lot of demand for Pilates, whether it's mat or reformer or Cadillac, I was on my own teaching 6-7 classes per day, let alone doing other things. And it was hard to find instructors who are certified from abroad to come and live in Kuwait. So I decided, you know what? Why not empower my people, my women, the women of Kuwait? And I was worried that the language is an issue because the courses are taught in English. And the books and the anatomy are all in English. But surprisingly, when we hosted the first intensive reformer course for Pilates in May 2023, it was sold out.
It was a hit.
It was sold out, and there was high demand. We had a wait list, and 10 women were Kuwaitis, and the other woman was an Arab from living in Kuwait.
We're Arabs.
So
basically.
yes, so I realized language is no longer a barrier.
I mean, I guess not in the modern days. No,
Yeah.
I mean, most people speak English.
No, you will be
You'd be
surprised,
surprised.
but yeah,
You'd be surprised.
yeah,
Really?
you'll be
You'd be
surprised. And I
surprised.
really want. What I also did is I chose some of my clients to join the course to start teaching with me. So my clients, some of them, turned into instructors, and now
Oh,
they're
wow.
teaching.
That's beautiful.
Yep. So the country really needed, we couldn't depend on bringing trainers from abroad. I really wanted to empower the local women, and
That's good.
I have women who want to retire, who want to change their career, or they are stay-at-home moms who want to do something for themselves, their family, and their community.
Now, how long have you been teaching Pilates?
I've been teaching for more than 13 years,
Oh,
but before that,
wow.
I've been teaching fitness,
Fitness,
spinning, and
okay.
all that for more than 17 years.
What other sports would you say you're good at or have hobbies in the different fields?
I enjoy jogging. I enjoy kettlebells, TRX.
Kettlebells.
Yep. I
Kettlebell swings.
Yes. Kettlebell swings.
Russian kettlebell swings?
Yep. Yep. Deadlift
Alright.
and all that.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Turkish
there's an
get up.
aspect of CrossFit in you.
But my personality is more drawn to Pilates.
Pilates, okay.
However, again, I love to try different things and do them. So why restrict my body? And because my body, mashallah, is strong
Mashallah.
and healthy and I'm neutral,
Mhm.
I can do those strenuous workouts.
Right.
I'll have to admit that you do look very fit, and I can tell you look very young. I mean, 13 years of experience, and I would not
Thank you.
expect. So, what made you want to open a business? I mean, okay, you learn Pilates. You can do all of this while keeping your job. Why would you put this as like a main thing in your life?
Again, I didn't find myself in the corporate world. I never find myself in a restricted.
I'm sorry, what was your educational background?
It was political science,
Political
communications,
science, okay.
and minor in French.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
the day I started working in corporate, I knew it wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you.
I knew it,
yeah.
and my personality cannot be restricted to
That's
8 to 4,
basically 8 to
7
4,
till
9 to
3
5.
type of job. I like to be more active. So
I think most of people nowadays are like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I cannot
But
imagine myself waking up at
some
7
people
a.m.
settle for that corporate life or
Yes.
accept it. You
Or
know?
Some people
enjoy
are
it.
cut out for it.
Some people are enjoy it. Some people are do enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Maybe you're just not cut out for it. But
yeah, and I couldn't mix between the work and
And the
a
fitness
lot
stuff.
of the fitness and a lot of studying and
But
reading
again,
books.
like, why make it a professional thing? Why not make it a hobby and try some other field, and not incorporate? You can try other fields.
I don't know, I guess it's best thing is to make your job or make your passion your job. I think
Yeah,
that's what
I
happened.
agree with you, and I really thought heavily about my hobbies and my passion before leaving the corporate
Right.
world. And I knew it. I knew it was sports.
But it must have been hard having the security of a daytime job, the
Yes.
pay and all that, and then just, you know what, I quit. Gonna start my own business. I'm gonna survive on
Yeah.
it. Isn't
It
that
actually,
hard?
yeah,
That is difficult.
It was difficult, you know, to submit your resignation and being. I was very successful in the corporate world. To submit your resignation and say no to a lot of
Right, yeah.
things was difficult. Having kids while studying and
That's
changing
even
the
more
career,
difficult. It's even more
extremely difficult.
Extremely difficult.
And it's still
Challenging.
difficult.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
still
challenging.
studying and I'm still reading and I'm still trying to improve. But I always see it as a passion, as love and empowerment rather than a business. But I also believe that not everyone can work for free. And because I'm taken away from my family, I need to have something that will keep me
Afloat,
sane and
yeah.
accepting that, okay, this is the change of career.
And so, in your opinion, what makes you successful?
What makes me successful?
The track
is-
record, 13 years doing Pilates,
No,
all these
but
clients.
I mean, a lot of people have experience. A lot of people can do a lot of things, but to be successful in a business requires a lot. I mean,
Okay. What I hear a lot is that I genuinely believe in what I'm doing. And when I teach, I genuinely teach to make a difference. And because I have so much knowledge from all the studies that I've done, it's not my own
And you want to
knowledge.
share that knowledge.
I want to share it, and I
Absolutely.
believe that information is power. So I feel so confident with the information I have based on all the workshops and the trainers and the trainings that I attend that I can share it. So back to your question, because I genuinely see the changes in people's lives. Not mentioning weight. I'm not talking about weight issues or losing or toning.
flexibility.
It's more than that. It's actually deeper. It's really
I guess it's
changing
being in
women's
touch with your
life.
body.
Being in touch with my body, being in touch with the women that I see every day, and I make a difference in their life.
Understanding
The difference
your
is
anatomy and all that.
from being, for example, weak, unable to move, cannot take care of her kids, cannot go to work, feeling low and down, to feeling empowered, strong, flexible. They can travel, they can carry the bags, they can do whatever, nothing gets in their way, because that's it. I'm changing lives. So that's
Yeah.
the answer.
So, I mean, between having your own business, teaching, I don't know how many Pilates classes do you give a day, and being a mother
lot.
for four kids, sorry, and being a wife, being a mom.
Yep.
How do you do all of that? How do you manage?
It's really not easy.
You make it look easy.
Well, you're
Yeah.
so quiet. She's so calm. Like, she
Yeah.
makes
Good.
everything look
Okay,
easy.
thank you very much. That's a compliment.
And you're punctual with your time. You know how to manage your
Yes.
time, how to give every aspect of your life the care and need that it needs.
Yes, well, with my children, for example, I don't micromanage them. I'm not chasing them. But
Which is
I
a great
have,
thing to do as a
Yes.
parent. Do not micromanage your kids.
Yes, and don't be right on top of them. They need their freedom. But what I do is every evening or every other evening we sit for a chat, and I connect with them, eye contact, and I
Need
really
more parents
bond,
like you.
and listen to them. I am a role model for them for sports, so lead by example. So my kids are also doing sports when I'm out of the house. They have specific clear guidelines from me. For example, there is a curfew for weekdays, curfew for weekends, specific grades that I expect from them. If you're struggling, ask for help. These few things.
So, what advice you would give to any woman out there? I mean, you've seen a lot. You've met a lot of women. You help a lot of women through their journey. So, what is the best advice you would give to any woman?
Find your passion. Really, find your passion, and once you found it, make use of it. So, for example, if somebody loves art, do it. You need to come up with an achievement. It doesn't have to be awards, but for example, if a person likes art, complete a painting. If there are a lot of women who love knitting, complete a project. It gives a sense of satisfaction. So what I do every day, teaching classes, and everybody enjoys our classes, I feel a sense of accomplishment, and that accomplishment keeps me going. So have a goal, whatever the goal is. A lot of women enjoy cooking or baking.
Simple things.
So do simple things. So have a goal, set goals, and make it an achievement. So for example, I want to cook a meal for my family. Painting, complete the painting.
All right, thank you for being with us. You have such a calm personality.
Yeah.
Like, we've never been so quiet.
Yeah,
Like,
it was such a chill episode.
Really?
I
it
gotta
was
say.
the
Yeah.
chillest
Pilates
episode
so
ever
deep.
today.
I love
That's
that.
the
Maybe I should
Pilates
give it a
energy.
try.
You should.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should.
That's
I
yet
mean,
another
okay.
thing we say we're gonna try on the show.
But we never do now, do we? No, but I think I'm gonna try some. If I
Okay.
can remember them, I'm gonna have to watch the previous episodes.
Okay.
Anyway, it was fine.
Thank
and
you very much.
Very
Yeah,
nice
thank
having
you for
you.
your
Thank
time.
you.
So we'll be right back after the break for the wrap up.
What a fun episode. Did you learn a lot about Pilates?
I did, but she has such a calm personality. I think I'm.
Yeah, I love that, laid back, chill.
Yeah, I'm really chill
approach,
right
you
now.
know?
I think I just need a blanket.
I think this is
We should
the
have
end
blankets
for
here
you.
on
We
the
should
show.
have blankets.
Like, we should change this instead of.
Now, of all the things we promised to try, are you actually gonna try Pilates after talking about it today?
I actually do have Pilates classes in my gym.
Yeah, so might as well give it a
So
shot,
yeah, sure.
right?
I'll give it a shot if it's actual Pilates. I'm not sure if they mix it with something else, but yeah, I'll give it a try. Why not?
All right.
Let's see if it actually helps me.
Let's see if
I
you
mean,
even
she
like
looks.
it, you know?
Yeah, it
It's not
depends if you
about
like
it
it.
helping you. A lot of things can help you, but some things you just don't like doing. So it's about finding the right thing that you like that is also beneficial
What do you
to
like doing, Ahmed?
Used to be CrossFit.
He used to be.
Used to be.
What happened to that?
Life. happens.
Life happened.
Life.
We need to have a show about
We
this.
need to
We
have
need
a
to have an
show.
episode about this. We need to dig deep into
We'll
your.
dig deep somewhere else, some other night. But thank you for tuning in to The Untold. As usual, stay tuned here for more guests and more stories to share right here for The Untold on KTV2. Till then, good night.
Good night.